My name is Nick Zimmerman, and I'll be giving you a quick introduction of RealityCreator by 3D Impact Media. Here we have the basic user interface of RealityCreator, and I'll be explaining the different sections of the tool as we process an image. Now the first thing to do is load an image or image sequence. Once the image is loaded, it will be instantly displayed in the image tab of your frame control. Right below we have a timeline, and also we have buttons for 1 frame steps and 10 frame steps. RealityCreator has several different options to create a depth map. Now for example, we could create an aisle and activate it here. And to see the depth map, you need to click on the depth map tab. Now what you see here is a basic depth map where white is closest to you and black is far away from you. And 50% gray would be the image screen. It better be shown in the histogram preview, where the green line represents the screen and the left side is outside the screen and the right side is inside the screen. As soon as you have a depth map created, you will be able to view it in real time on your second monitor, and to do this you need to enable the preview in your settings. In the preview selection you can select your anaglyph format or side by side, whatever you need. Then we have several autostereoscopic display listed by manufacturer and screen size. These settings don't have anything to do with your output, it's just for preview purposes. To have your histogram shown according to your selected preview display, you might want to set the output profile, but we will get to this later. In our current picture, an aisle would not be of much use as we have an open landscape, so I'm going to deactivate it for now and try a horizontal ramp. Switch back to the depth map. A clean horizontal ramp that we have here now will not create a very convincing 3D illusion, so what we need to do is have RealityCreator consider the tree line more correct and maybe even find objects that are in the front. RealityCreator does this with the adaptive filter. So if you enable it, you will see instantly RealityCreator searches for all the outlines and considers them right away. In this case we would have to rotate the ramp a little bit, since the tree line is not 100% horizontal. And as you can see, we already have a very good depth map, but in this case the tree on the lower left would be closer to us, so therefore needs to be brighter and maybe even outside of the screen. In this case we had a rectangle. Enable it and place it above the trees. Switch back to the depth map, and as you can see right away your tree will come to the front. Needs to be adjusted a little bit. Here, much better. Let's imagine these trees would be a moving object that moves over your screen. To animate, it's very easy in RealityCreator. You just move your time slider, select your object and place it on the next position of your animation. As you can see, the animation is already keyframed in your keyframe editor. So if you move timeline, you can see the animated rectangle that moves over your screen. So I will give you another working example we could do in our current scene. Deactivate our current work. Now we will use a grid this time. Enable the grid. select it. As you can see, we now have a separation of our work area. Now every square can be individually brighter or darker. So let's bring up the tree again. Here we go. Now maybe you could bring up the tree in the middle a little bit more. Here we go. Now the top right needs to be also, it's in the same depth. And the mountain in the back also needs to be in the correct depth. Here you go. As you can see very quickly, we have a very good depth map to work with, or to maybe even work further in post-production. One more thing we can do is use the peak filter. So enable it, select it, and fire it up a little bit more. Now I think in a screencast you can hardly see, but it brings up much more detail. You would have a very hard time to bring up without this filter. Basically it's an edge detection that blends in with your already created depth map. So let me disable the grid for a little bit so you can see better. Here you go, you can see it basically it gives you an illusion of leaves having a little bit of a different depth, and that brings up a very good 3D effect. Now to render your current work out, you just select an output directory, then set your start and end frame if needed, and your profile. Now again, this is not to be confused with your preview settings. Preview settings are just for your display screen. The selected profile in your output section is for whatever you create your depth map for. So this can be a standard 3D TV, this can be a cinema screen, or auto stereoscopic. In my case it's the 8-view auto stereo. Now what RealityCreator renders is a side-by-side view of your image in the depth map. Not a left eye, right eye, left image, right depth map in one picture. This can be very useful if you have RealityCreator from 3D Impact Media, which can in real time send the image to your auto stereoscopic screen. You don't need to warp or create the left and right eye view. RealityCreator will do this in real time, and no need for further conversion of your image. However, if you want to create a left eye, right eye view, or you want to create several views for an auto stereoscopic display from 5 to 9, you will need to select the warp output. Once set, all you do is run and render your animation. And this is the basic workflow of RealityCreator.